Welcome to You Are Not Alone. I am spiritual medium Erica Gabriel. This show is intended to bring expansion, understanding, and growth on our spiritual paths and journeys. This is a safe place to explore all things spiritual and beyond. Please remember, I am not a licensed therapist or medical doctor. Seek immediate professional help if you need mental health or physical health support. Hello, friends. Welcome to You Are Not Alone. I'm smiling from ear to ear because I feel like I have not recorded in so long, although it's only been, I think, 2 weeks. So I've had a new episode every Tuesday, but I recorded a couple together. So I haven't been recording, and I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be with you guys today. I'm so happy to be in my office and recording. I am really excited about this episode. So thanks for tuning in. Thank you for all your awesome feedback. You guys mean a lot to me. This podcast means a lot to me. It just crept into my heart, this podcast, big time. And I'm just having a ball and really appreciate all the love, all the love. Okay. So I was on a road trip. This was Labor Day weekend. Yeah. Labor Day weekend, let's say. And, I really like to, when I get the chance to read, people are always shocked when I say that, but like, I don't read a lot. So people will be like, wow, the thing you just said was a lot like the Law of One book. Have you read that? I'm like, nope, sorry, haven't read it. You know, there's so many books that I know I should read, quote unquote, should, but I'm just not an avid reader. So that's why it's always so funny when people are like, oh, that's just like this book. I'm like, never read it. So that's cool that we're aligned, you know? I do read, but just not, I'm not a ferocious reader, like all the women in my family, and men actually. But when I do have this road trip, right? I was taking a road trip, it was like 6.5 hour road trip. I was like, well, let me listen then to either a book or a podcast or, you know, something like that. And when I do get an opportunity like that, I want to listen to things that I like, you know, I'm like, ooh, what should I listen to? You know, something really cool. And James Van Praagh, or should I listen to a Michael Beckwith, you know, podcast or something? And I also really try and push myself to listen to things that I don't align with. And I know that sounds so weird, but like, for an example, I follow a couple people that I don't align with politically at all. Like, in fact, I believe exactly the opposite of every single thing they say. I respect them, but I like to listen just to see what other people are thinking. What are they thinking and feeling? Because, you know, people are so mystical to me in the shit that they say and believe and think. Like in politics, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you don't want those kids to be saved? I'm so confused. Explain this to me, you know? So anyway, so I do listen to like some kind of opposing political views. But a lot of times with, you know, spiritual stuff, I try and just listen to shit that I like because it's in my ear. So, but every once in a while, like I said, I do listen to things that aren't exactly aligned, right? So I'm like sitting there and I heard Christine, who's my dear friend who died by suicide. God, that was now 9 years ago. She was my best friend since I was 18 months old, and she died by suicide 9 years ago. And she came to me, and in her kind of coming to me, I remember her telling me that she used, towards the end of her life, she used to like to listen to Joel Osteen, who's like basically a mega church preacher in, I don't know, is it Texas? I don't know where he is, but he has a mega church. Like, I've seen videos. There's like, it's like a Taylor Swift concert, maybe not that big, but like it's massive. And he has best-selling books and podcasts and all that. I don't know much about the guy, really. So some of you may write me, be like, he stole money from people. I'll be like, I'm sorry. I don't know. But anyway, I remember she liked to listen to him because Not that she aligned with every single thing he said, but he gave her a lot of hope and he talks a lot of positive messages. Not normally my thing. I mean, the positive messages are, but I don't usually listen to mega church Christian preachers. But so she kind of brought that to me when I was getting ready to listen to something. And I'm like, okay, well, shit, I guess I'm listening to Joel Osteen today. So I kind of just surfed a little bit, just kind of scrolled through some of the titles of his podcast. I started one that because I think his wife is a preacher too. Again, I sound so unknowledgeable. I really don't know much about him. And the wife was talking, and I was kind of like, I am not vibing with her or this message. So I just can't do it. So anyway, so then I'm like scrolling through and I just clicked on one episode that I was drawn to. And it's an episode called, hold on, The Power of Diligence. The Power of Diligence, about God's promises fulfilled in your life. But you have to be determined, okay? So I'm like, okay, I'll bite. So I start listening to it as something that would be like a different perspective, right? I'm like, all right, let's see what he says about, quote, God's promises, like, let's get in here. So I start listening and going along, and a couple things struck me. One, how unbelievably similar so many perspectives and religions are. I mean, I read for people all over the entire planet at all different ages, all different backgrounds, all different professions, all different races, all different everything. Would you know it that most people that I talk to all want to know the same things? They want to know the same things. We're so connected. You know what I mean? We're so connected. And in terms of this, it's like, it is so similar to other philosophies and religions. It's just saying it in a different way with different core beliefs, right? So there are some obviously different in core beliefs, and then it springs from that. But really, the end vibration is just so similar. I mean, the fact that we're just killing each other over religion, it's like, really? Really? We're all saying the same thing. We all want the same thing. And we say it in different ways. You believe your key, your way to heaven is Jesus. You believe your key, your way to heaven is Moses, Allah, Buddha, whoever it may be. It's so similar. It is so similar. And of course, know that I know that there are differences. Of course, big differences. And there's also, I'm sorry, crazy fucking cults and religions out there. And this does not apply to that. Believe me, I've gone into all that, guys. I've lived quite an interesting life, but the bigger concepts of well-meaning religions are so similar. So that struck me, how similar a lot of what he's saying is to things I believe or possibly say, and a lot of other people say too. So that was really interesting. And two, how awesome that message was, which I'm going to share with you guys. How awesome the message was. I was like, oh shit. I was like, wow, this mega church multi-billionaire preacher really has something here. I'm like, I should give him a call and say, if he works hard, he really has something here. It's like, I Googled like his net worth, right? Because I was curious, like, how much does a mega, it was like $1 billion, like something crazy. I'm like, oh, okay. So he already knows he's kind of working for him. It's kind of working. I'm like, I should call up Joel. Hey, Joel, you really have something. Nice messages. It's like, yeah, I know. Thanks. So I was struck by his message. And then I was also really intrigued by some core points that he was making that are so different from things that have been shown to me. Do I think I'm all-knowing? Oh, hell no. Do I think I'm right and other people are wrong? Absolutely not. And I think that in some of the things he was saying, the core component is taking away your own personal power in some ways and saying that God is like appointing and choosing and picking and really deciding every detail of your life and judging you. And in my experience, I'll just say it like that, that is not the case. Remember, God is, period. God is not tempestuous or bitchy or judgy. Like, God's not like, I'm having a bad day. You're not getting your wish. Bye. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work like that. And that we are so powerful in our own lives. And he did touch on that, which was really cool. So, this podcast is not to dispel Joel Osteen by any means. It's actually saying, wow, this was really, really cool. And I'm really glad I listened to it. So he was talking about, I wrote some notes down because I listened to it a while ago, but he was talking about, and then I'm going to put it into my voice, but he was talking about you may have God's anointing, but not his, right there. We know God isn't a he, right? God is everything, but you may have God's anointing, but not God's appointing yet. And I looked up anointing, by the way, because I was just like, I know what anointing is, like when you put oils on people and stuff, but like, what's the other meaning? It's like you anoint someone into a holy office. Like the king he was anointed as king, right? Anointed. Should I say that? It's one of those words that, like, if I were stoned, I'd be like, is that really the word anointing? You know what I mean? But I'm not stoned. So there you go. But it's still happening. So what does that say about me as a normal person? Anyway, so anointed without appointed. So basically he was talking about that God has put in you certain desires and dreams for your life. And that is your anointing. It's there on purpose, but it may not have been appointed to you yet. So meaning you are anointed as a king at 2 years old, but you haven't received your appointing yet. Why haven't you received your appointing yet? Well, because you're 2 and you need to learn and you need to take your time and you need to grow in order to become appointed. He also gave an example of his wife being pregnant. And she was going to have this baby, but she needed 9 months to grow the baby and for the baby to be ready. You wouldn't pray and wish for the baby to come before it was ready. And so he was talking about, don't just wish, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. It's time. You're probably not ready yet if things aren't happening. And the component that I did really appreciate and something I know you guys know about is manifesting, right? Manifesting. We hear so much about this. I talk about this. Every, teacher, Gabby Bernstein, everyone, manifest, right? And there's something I noticed, even in The Secret. Remember that movie and that book, The Secret? If you haven't watched the movie, I love the movie. I think it's great. But it talks all about manifesting. And in that movie and in a lot of these teachings, not in Gabby Bernstein, I'm not calling her out. I'm just saying in some of the teachings that I've seen, there is such a component missing. And people are scared to say it because they think, oh, no, that's not manifesting. It's like, you need to work for it. She needed to develop that baby. Her body needed to put in the work in order for the baby to come. It is so awesome to have dreams. And this was something he said that I thought was also really cool. It's just a dream if you aren't willing to put action behind it. So you're like, okay, let's use an artist. Okay, you have this desire to be an artist. And this is my example, by the way. You want to be an artist, right? It's in you. Okay, let's use his words. God anointed you into artistry. And you're like, yes, I want to be an artist. And then you're like, but why aren't I an artist now? Why aren't I an artist now? Why can't I sell my art? I feel like I want to be an artist. It's like, because you didn't paint anything yet. You didn't study how to be a painter and you didn't paint anything yet. I hear this all the time in the work that I do. Wow, I just randomly read for my friend. I felt her grandma all around me and I gave her messages from her grandma. So is this a business now? Can I start charging for readings? It's like, whoa, baby. Maybe you're anointed. I smile every time I say anointed because it's so not my language and you guys know me so well. Maybe you're anointed in, mediumship, but my God, you're not appointed yet. You have to really develop and work. So the other example he gave was he was with a friend and they were talking about something. They were in their church, their mega church, and the friend went over and played piano, like amazing, incredible. And he was just like, oh my God. Joel Osteen was like, oh my God. Like, I don't know if he says, oh my God, actually. Do mega church preachers say, oh my God? I just want to know. Do they say, oh my God? Or is that like against the rules? I don't know. Anyway, so he was like, oh my gosh. He was like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. Wow, that was the most incredible piano playing. And he was like, God, I wish I could play the piano that way. And he was like, you can. But when you're out and about and doing your thing, I'm home. When you were a kid and out and playing, I'm home practicing. When you're doing lots of fun things or at a barbecue, I'm home practicing. When you're, you have to work for it. You have to work for it. He said, inspiration, back it up with perspiration. And I'm literally unwinding all of the manifestation teachings, but I'm not sorry, but what I'm saying is you can call like a magnet amazing things into your life. You have to tell and connect with the universe that you are moving your life in that direction. You can't say, I want to be a dancer and believe it and feel it, but then sit on the couch and eat chips. It's not going to work. You need to go to dance class and work on dancing. And, I don't know, eat what dancers eat, right? You have to align with that vision. How do you align with that vision? You live it. You live it. And sometimes, like that piano player, like he paid the price to be able to sit down and like rock the piano. He paid the price. So that I thought was amazing and makes so much sense. You may have to pay the price today, but then you're going to get what you want later. So don't let this kind of manifesting ideas completely trick you into think that you don't have to work hard. People want everything so fast. Like I said, I delivered one message. I'm a medium and I'm going to start making a medium business. And it's like, whoa, that is too fast. Right now, manifestation, magnetism, power of the mind is real. If you say, oh my goodness, like I want to be a medium, I'm using medium as an example, but I want to be a medium. I want to fast track. I'm delving in like, time, you can speed up and manipulate time, but there still needs to be that work and that focus. I've had opportunities come up in my life and they didn't work out. And I know it's because I wasn't ready. If you got everything you've ever wanted today, would you be ready for it? Think about it. Would you be ready for it? Have you prepared yourself for the very thing that you want? Have you aligned with the very thing that you want? Do you believe that you are the very thing that you want? You are that. You may not be there yet because you're growing. You're growing a baby that needs 9 months to come out, right? Believe it, feel it, know that it is yours, know that it's a reality, and then hustle. Go, baby. I'm in my office day after day after day after day after day. No one's bringing me here. I don't have a boss. Day after day after day. Reading, meditating, praying, getting with spirit, reading, right? This is not to gas me up, but it's just saying that, the idea that I wasn't ready at certain points is like, I probably wasn't. It comes to you, when you're ready. If you force things, you force that birth before it's ready, it's like, it's not going to work. You haven't believed it. You're not aligned with it. There's too much to do to get the end result. If you get the end result before you've done the work and built the building blocks, it's not going to work. It's going to come crumbling down. I worked as a medium for years before I charged as a medium. I did not charge. Nope. Worked for years, did other jobs while I did it, delved in, cried a lot, went insane, all the things, right? So, and I know like so many of you guys are in that. You are in that. I talk to you guys every day. You're in that. You are diligently. You're at work. You're going at it. You're doing all these things. And a lot of times in readings, it's like, oh, shit. Is this ever going to happen for me? I've done nothing but work hard. Is this ever going to happen for me? And that's where the manifestation comes in. Yes, it is, because you're aligning with it and you believe it. See yourself having it. Believe you have it. Change your mind. Go for it. You've done the work. You've done it. Go. Now believe it. Now feel it. Now align with it. There are steps. It's kind of like people that are like, I want to know my guide's name, how they want to communicate with me, and all the messages they want to give me. It's like, no, you don't. Sorry. If you start communicating with your guides in a way that skips the steps of getting to know them, you will be scared out of your freaking mind because you're not ready. All of a sudden, you're going to see something and feel something and hear voices, and it's not pretty. You have to align with that. I hope this message serves you. I also want to say it too, because, you know, if you are trapped in a job that you hate and you go in and you're like, this sucks, I don't like it here, this is the worst, right? It's very hard to have a vision for something else. The intention is, this is not where I'm going to stay. This too shall pass, but I'm going to fucking rock this job. And everyone here is going to just see that. And then you're elevating your energy and then you're on your way, baby. You're going to be gone so fast. You're going to be finding something else so quickly. But if you're just sitting in the misery of it, you're making yourself stuck energy, stuck at the job, right? You want to put that perspiration behind it. Behind your inspiration, behind your anointing. So the thing that where I really differed was that idea of like, God is choosing you, God chose it. Listen, bottom line is you are a co-creator with God. You're a part of God. You are God. You are in co-creation with the divine every single day. And when you wake up and you're miserable and you think you don't have to work hard or focus on or align with what you want, that's what you're telling yourself. That's what you're telling the universe. That's what you're telling God. This is where I am. And it sucks, right? Now, do I wake up some mornings like this fucking sucks? Yeah, totally. Absolutely. 100%. Some days I wake up and I'm like, why can't I just be normal? I'm serious. Like, I really do sometimes. I really, really do. And then I go into my toolbox of tools and get myself realigned and refocused on what the hell I'm here to do, because I know what that is, right? Now, a lot of us don't know what we want. No clue. So many people call me, don't know what my purpose is. Don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's very hard to find that when you feel lost and stuck and scared and listless and just, right? It's hard. So when you don't know the end result and you don't have an end point, we start railing against the problem. This job sucks. This person was mean to me. I'm no good. Why is this happening? We start railing against the problem and we create no space for the solution. So if you're feeling that way, the intention in the meantime is to elevate your energy by thinking of ways to a better feeling place. Is that exercise? Is that whatever it is, right? Meditation? Is that learning a new skill? What will elevate your energy and get you to a better feeling place? Because when you start to get to a better feeling place, things start to seem lighter and better, and you allow space and room for inspiration in your life. And then when comes inspiration, you start to feel and see what your anointing is. Inspiration backed up with perspiration. It's just a dream if you aren't willing to put action behind it. I really, really like that. It really captured it. Listen, there's a timing component where we can get so discouraged. Believe me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Timing. Yikes. That's been a huge thing in what I do. Timing. But diligently keep going every day, aligning with what you want, aligning with what you want, aligning with what you want. Listen, maybe you want to be a jewelry designer and you're currently an accountant, but I promise you this, working and focusing and doing a good job at your accounting will not hurt your jewelry business. It will only help it. I hope this is making sense. I really, really do. I don't think God is telling you what to do. I think you are co-creating every single day with the divine of what you want your life to look like. I think you are powerful. I think you are amazing. I think you have the tools to move through life's blocks. I think you know what your anointing is. I think you know what you want to do. There may be fear, there may be struggle, there may be victimhood, there may be all kinds of things in your way. You may work your way through them. You do not have to be stuck. You are not stuck. Now, it may take a while, and that's the shitter. That's the shit with timing. It's tough. It's tough. If you guys want to listen to this, whatever, you can. I mean, I'm like, should I tell about another podcast? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Of course, you can listen to it if you want. I'd love to hear what you guys think of it. The Power of Diligence, Joel Osteen. I say it in kind of a joking manner because it's not a joke. It's a beautiful message, but there's so much there that doesn't really align, and that's okay too. And it was funny. I actually thought a little bit about what would Joel Osteen think of mediums? And it hurt because, so many preachers or, religious groups think that mediumship is like, devil, hell, like all the horrible things, false prophets, false gods. And it's sad. It hurts. As someone who's deeply, deeply spiritual, it does hurt. So that's something that I need to work through and that I have to, when you bump up against hurt like that, it means that there's something you need to put light on there, right? It's like there's something in the shadow there to bring out. So anyway, that was interesting, but I enjoyed it. And I'm going to listen to more podcasts if I have time. I hope this one made sense. This was a different one. I hope it made sense. I hope you guys will leave me a review on Apple Podcasts. You can always DM me. Please follow me, Erica, at, no, that's wrong. It's at Spiritual Medium Erica. My website is ericagabriel.com. This is a special community, and I'm having such a wonderful time being with you guys. I love you. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for all the love that you give this podcast. I have more awesome episodes coming up. I am thinking of you all. God bless you. I'm sending you light. I'm sending you love. I'm sending you inspiration. And we'll talk next week. Take care, and God bless.